Here we go. Oh yeah.
What's up, world, and welcome to He Lived. I know you got your word on the street with you today, so let's get straight into God's word. Today we're coming from Proverbs chapter 16, verse 32, and it reads, "He who is slow to anger is better than the mighty, and he who rules his spirit than he who takes a city." Alright, so I need you to imagine with me for a second. In the refrigerator you have your favorite meal. It could be something that your mom fixed, it could be something that you fixed, it could be something that you got from your favorite restaurant. But at any rate, you're about to get it out of the refrigerator and you're going to heat it up. What are you going to use, the microwave, or are you going to use the stove? A lot of times when you use the microwave, it's because you don't have a lot of time, or you want to get this food done so that you can move on with your day. But what happens when you use the microwave most times? You either overcook your food, like pizza or something like that. The cheese starts to burn, starts to stick to whatever you're heating it up on, or you undercook it and you end up having to put it back in the microwave. You never quite get it right. But when you use the stove, of course it takes a lot more time. But during the process of that stove heating that food up, you get to smell the aroma. It builds up the intensity, the desire to have that meal that you're heating up. Now I got another question for you. In regards to your work life, do you use the microwave or do you use the stove? Are you always rushing around trying to get things done? Are you submitting things to your supervisors that are not quite your best? Are they overdone or underdone? When it comes to your relationships, do you use the microwave method or the stove method? When it comes to school, do you use the microwave method or the stove method? When it comes to reading God's word, when it comes to prayer and communicating with Him, do you use the microwave method or the stove method? I submit to you today that it's important in all of those areas to make sure that you're using the stove method. Now I know that time is short, we have a lot of deadlines, we have a lot of things to turn in. And sometimes using that microwave method just seems like the easiest thing to do. Especially when it comes to God's word. You have a lot of stuff to do and you don't really have time to break down all of the scriptures and to look here and to look there. But I submit to you today that when you take that time out in prayer, when you take that time out in reading God's word, what happens with that communication is the same thing that happens with that food that's heating up. You get to experience things that you've never experienced before. You get to see the word in ways that you've never seen the word before. Things start to stick for you. Things start to make sense a little bit more. You start to have a better relationship. And your situation, you realize that God really loves you and that He wants for you the best for you in everything that you do. So whether it's school, whether it's work, whether it's interacting with friends, but definitely when it comes to prayer, communicating with God, and definitely reading His word, I'm encouraging you to start using the stove method. If you're using the stove method, continue to use the stove method. And what will happen is you'll find out that that time that was spent is going to be well worth it. Just like that meal, when you're waiting for it to heat up, when you finally bite into it, awesome. Have a blessed day, and I look forward to speaking with you soon.
For you I will live. It's all about you. Oh.